water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can save the world.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is an American animated television series with an Eastern animation style influence created by Brian Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino that aired on Nickelodeon. The series began airing in February of 2005 and concluded in July of 2008. The show aired 61 episodes over 3 seasons, referred to as books. The story follows Aang and his friends as they travel across the world, so Aang can master all 4 of the elements to defeat the Fire Lord. The series takes place in a fantasy world where humans are able to bend the 4 elements of water, earth, fire, and air. Throughout the show, the laws of this other world are explained in the context of the world, and in very interesting ways, like who the Avatar is and their role in the world, the spirit world and the origins of how benders learn to control the elements, and many other quirks of the world. Avatar: The Last Airbender covers many different issues that are still relevant even 11 years after the show has ended, from spirituality, fate versus destiny, the effects of war and genocide, morality, discrimination, and many others. The show covers all of these in clever and smart ways, leaving it up to each individual character to make good in the world based on what they choose to believe. The biggest overarching moral dilemma is that of Aang struggling with the fact that he must kill the Fire Lord despite him being taught since he was very young that all life is important.
The monks always taught me that all life is sacred, even the life of the tiniest spider-fly caught in its own web.
Here we see one of the show's greatest strengths in its characters and their moral dilemmas, such as Katara's story, where it has her dealing with the loss of her mother many years before the show takes place, and throughout the series she is shown to have many deep-rooted problems stemming from that traumatic event, such as her constantly being over-motherly to the rest of the group and her lack of trust from anyone from the Fire Nation. Katara's character arc is why she's one of the fan favorites from the show, and allows the show to cover the loss of a parent in an engaging and deep way that leaves with a satisfying ending that teaches forgiveness. Another fan favorite character is Prince Zuko. At the beginning of the show, he is the antagonist and is trying to capture Aang. Through Zuko's story, Avatar: The Last Airbender is able to cover morality in a very intriguing way, by showing Zuko struggle and fight with the morals forced upon him from a young age, and plays an excellent foil to Aang's own struggle of sticking to his morals. On the subject of fan favorite characters, I have to bring up the wise Uncle Iroh. Being the uncle of Prince Zuko, he's on the side of the Fire Nation at the outset of the series, but Iroh reveals himself to be a person who just wants to help others with his wisdom, and of course his tea. This leads into an extremely popular episode of the series, Tales of Ba Sing Se. This episode adds almost nothing to the overall plot, and doesn't pose many big questions like previous episodes, but it does have another strength of the show in the world building and the visuals, as well as the music. From the tale of Katara and Toph building a closer relationship between the two quarreling partners, to the poetic tale of Sokka and the heartwarming tale of Aang, even Momo, the little pet of the group, gets his own vignette, giving a deeper look into how the loss of Appa has affected the whole group. Most importantly is the tale of Iroh, where the kind old man makes his way around town purchasing items for what looks to be a picnic and helping many struggling townsfolk, from a crying child, a shopkeep, and even a mugger who attacked him. All of this leads to a final and extremely iconic scene where Iroh climbs the hill alone, sets out gifts for his dead son that he had lost in the war many years ago, and sings Leaves from the Vine. And a message remembering the original voice actor for the character of Iroh comes onto screen. This scene, and many others of the show, has been set into the minds of all who have seen it. Throughout Avatar: The Last Airbender, there are many moments of triumph and grand battles, but the show shines bright in its quieter scenes, where it's just showing the story of a character and where they have been.
In the phone, little soldier boy, come marching home. Brave soldier boy, comes marching home.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is fully animated, and I believe this makes the show stronger because the characters are able to create whatever they want without physical limitations. Bending the elements seems real because the animators have made the motion feel real and have weight to it, and make it feel possible. Basing all bending moves on real-life martial arts and having each element follow a different style, you can see the four nations are vastly different and hold different ideals of strength and moral priority. In talking about the visuals, the audio must be addressed as well, and the show nails its score very well. Being composed by Jeremy Zuckerman and Benjamin Wynn, these two were able to craft a musical identity that stood out from any other show at the time. Just like the animation, the music also took an Eastern influence, using mostly Asian instruments in the music of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It fits all the scenes it is used in, from the quiet end of the episode theme, to the high-energy dance music, and even to Momo's silly song. The auditory experience of the show is top-notch and has a beautifully unique sound that entrances anyone watching the show. The creators also used cinematography to convey emotions and ideas better, such as the scene between Zuko and Iroh while Iroh is imprisoned. The beginning of the scene shows Iroh behind bars and in the darkness, and Zuko is in the moonlight on the outside. But as the characters talk and more is explained to Zuko, the light moves on to Iroh, and the bars now look as if Zuko has become trapped behind them and jailed by his thoughts and his confusion. This scene, as many others throughout the run of the show, reveals that the creators had a deep understanding of cinematography and knew what they wanted to have to convey the story they had to tell. To conclude, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a show that visually, musically, and morally is excellent, from the beautiful scenes of the nations of the world and the grand battles to the quiet scenes of character conversation and growth. The show poses many questions that will leave you thinking for long after the credits rolls and has stuck with an entire generation. The show is definitely something everyone should experience at least once to go on its grand adventure and see what is an ideal show.
But if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.